Hello students, I am Nayana PV, lecturer from Government Polytechnic College, Bangalore. Today we shall discuss about the topic dams and reservoirs. So now we are in the 22nd session. The topics covered here are dams, introduction to dams, site selection for the dams and reservoirs, and types of reservoirs, and then some of the MCQs. So now dam. Dam is a hydraulic structure which is constructed across the rivers or streams so that it creates an artificial lake or reservoir behind it. So it can be confusing to talk about reservoirs and dams, as sometimes these terms are used interchangeably. However, dams and reservoirs are two entirely different things. An easy distinction to remember is that a dam is a physical structure that retains water. A reservoir is a water body that is created by dam. In broad sense, any collected water in form of pool or lake may be termed as reservoirs. This is the picture which shows a dam and also a reservoir. So this whole construction is termed as dam, and reservoir is a part of dam. At the behind you can see water stored. Okay, always in dam the upstream side is known as reservoir, which stores the water. So this is a particular picture which shows the dam and reservoir. Coming to the functions of reservoir. Why do we use reservoirs? So the storage works, which we call as reservoirs, is constructed to serve any purpose. So it can serve for navigation, it can serve for irrigation, it can serve for water storage, etc. So we shall see the point wise. Storage and control of water for irrigation. Storage and diversion of water for domestic uses. Next, water supply for industries. Development of hydroelectric generation. Storage place for flood control. Reservoir may also allow recreational activities such as boating, fishing, and development of parks. Reservoirs may also be used for prevention and cultivation of aquatic life, and they also increase the water depths for navigation. These are some of the functions of reservoir. So reservoir may be used as storage and control of water for irrigation. So it will store the water when there is heavy rain, and it will supply water for the needy areas wherever the land is to be irrigated whenever it is needed. It also stores and divert the water for domestic uses. So it serves as water supply for the domestic areas. And then water supplies for industrial purpose. Even for industrial purpose, reservoir waters are used. It is also used for hydroelectric power generation. So this is the main purpose why we use dams for hydroelectric power generation. And then for storage place for flood controls. Okay. So whenever there is heavy rainfall, the downstream side of the dam may be get disrupted due to floods. Okay. So to control that, we go for the reservoirs are used. Reservoir may also allow for recreational activities such as boating, fishing, development of parks, etc. Okay, reservoirs may also be used as recreational activities. And then reservoirs will also serve as prevention and cultivation for useful aquatic life. Okay, it forms the ecosystem for many aquatic life and then increasing the water depths for navigation. Next, the main intention for reservoir is to store the water, and the water stored may also be used for irrigation and water supply for the domestic areas. The next point is selection of site for reservoir. Okay, how do we select the site for reservoir? There are some of the criteria which we have to follow while selecting the site of reservoir. Now we shall see the factors to be considered for selecting the site of reservoir. The reservoir should be away from earthquake epicenter. Okay, so always the reservoir, it should be away from the earthquake epicenter. So earthquake epicenter is the point on the surface of earth where the maximum damage occurs when earthquake happens. Okay, so from that epicenter, our reservoir site should be away. Okay, so that it will not cause any destruction to our reservoir. Next, reservoir catchment must not have loose soil cover. It produces more silt and fills up reservoir. Okay, if there is loose soil cover, it produces more silt, and the silt will, all the area will be covered by the silt, so that very less area will be remain for storage of water. So we will not choose the place which is having loose soil cover. We always go for the dense soil cover for reservoir catchment area. Okay, so even loose soil cover will make the soil porous. Okay, and then the water will not retain in a reservoir. So that is one of the main drawback why we will not choose for loose soil cover. So the reservoir catchment must not have loose soil cover, as it produces more silt and fills up the reservoir. The next point is the reservoir should have a narrow outlet. It reduces length of dam to be constructed. Okay, so the reservoir should have a narrow outlet. So the outlet of the reservoir, the cross section of the outlet of the reservoir will be narrow, so where it reduces the length of the dam to be constructed. So if it is narrow, the length of the dam will be reduced. Catchment of reservoir should produce good runoff. So the reservoir catchment should produce a good runoff. Okay, so that all the water will be collected in a catchment area. A suitable dam site must be available where reservoir is proposed to be constructed. So where reservoir is constructed, a suitable dam site should also be available. Reservoir site should have large capacity. So if larger the capacity of the reservoir, more will be the storage of water. So that is the, from that point of view, we select the reservoir site which is having a larger capacity. Reservoir should not submerge valuable land and properties. Okay, so this is one of the main point which we have to consider during the selection of the dam or reservoir. So the site which we selected should not submerge the valuable land and properties. Okay, and then Soil at the site should be free from harmful salts and minerals. The water stored in reservoir will be used for irrigation purpose, from which we grow the crops. The crops will be used by human beings. So, if there are harmful salts and minerals, it will directly affect the health of human beings. So, the reservoir site should be free from salts and minerals. Even if water is stored in that reservoir which is having harmful salts and minerals, if such water is consumed by the people, so it will adversely affect the health of the people. So that is the reason we will go for the site which is free from harmful salts and minerals. The next point is irrigation land should be nearby reservoir site so that supply of water to farm lands becomes easy and economic. The irrigation land should be near, as possible as it should be near to the reservoir site so that the supply of water from lands become easy and it will be a economic. Otherwise, we have to provide large pipelines for the supply of water to the irrigation, so which is not economic. So we will choose the reservoir site where it is near to the land to be irrigated, and then the site should be such that the depth of reservoir is maximum. Okay, the reservoir should be such that the depth of the reservoir will be maximum. So more the depth of the reservoir, larger will be the capacity of water storage. Okay, that is why we will go for large depth reservoir. The site should have good transportation facility. It should be well connected with the road and rail. Even the site should have a good transportation facility. Okay, if it is used as a recreational reservoir, it should have a very good transportation facilities and should be well connected with the road and rails. Fertile lands and habitat areas should not be submerged for construction of dams and reservoir. Okay, so if the land is fertile and it is a habitat areas, such area we will not choose for the construction of dams and reservoir. So with the fertile land we can grow many crops, and even the habitat areas, so we can't provide compensation for those habitat areas as it is very difficult to provide. Hence, the reservoir site which we are selecting, it should not be a fertile land and habitat areas. Okay, it should not be in such a place that the fertile land and habitat areas will be submerged. Next, this is a image of the reservoir. You can see a image of the reservoir here, where it is a type arc type dam is there. So behind you can see the reservoir and water is flowing here. Okay. So whenever a heavy rainfall occurs, all the water will be stored in reservoir. It will be released when the water is needed. Next. So you can see one more reservoir. Water flowing through the reservoir here. Next, coming to the types of reservoir. Depending upon the purpose served, reservoir may be classified as storage or conservation reservoir, flood protection reservoir, distribution reservoir, and multi-purpose reservoir. Okay, depending upon the purpose served, on what purpose the reservoir is served, we can classify the reservoir as storage reservoir or conservation reservoir, flood protection reservoir, distribution reservoir, and multi-purpose reservoir. The first type of reservoir is storage or conservation reservoir. So these are constructed to store water in period of excess of flow. Stored water is used for supply of irrigation, development, hydroelectric generation, domestic and industrial supply, etc. Tungabhadra Dam, Kabini Reservoir, Almaty Dam are example for the storage reservoirs. So here you can see one of the storage reservoir. It is a Tungabhadra Dam. Okay. So storage or conservation reservoir, they are constructed to store water in period of excess of flow. Whenever there is excess of flow of water, the water will be stored in a storage reservoir. The stored water is used for supply of for irrigation, development or hydroelectric generation, domestic and industrial purpose. So the stored water will be used for hydroelectric power generation, industrial water supply, okay, and then domestic supply, and it can also be used for the irrigation of crops. So some of the examples for storage reservoir are Tungabhadra Dam, Kabini Reservoir, Almaty Reservoir, etc. The next type of reservoir is flood protection reservoir. Flood protection reservoir are those which store water during flood periods and releases it gradually when flood reduces. Okay, by provision of artificial storage during the flood, damage in downstream is reduced. Flood protection reservoir is a reservoir which controls the damage in the downstream side of the dam due to floods. Okay. So if we allow the water, so floods occur and downstream side of the dam will be damaged. To reduce that, to control the damage of downstream side, we go for flood protection reservoir. So in flood protection reservoir, it stores the water during flood period. Okay, whenever there is large rainfall, so it stores the water and releases it gradually when the flood is reduces. So it doesn't release the water suddenly. The water is released gradually. Okay, by provision of artificial storage during the flood. So here in this picture you can see the artificial storage is provided here. Okay, so this is the area, this is the reservoir. So you can see flood storage. There will be a separate area for flood storing. Okay, so in this picture you can see water stored is gradually released when the floods are reduced. The next type of reservoir is distribution reservoir. So it is a small storage reservoir used for water supply to city or town. Distribution reservoir is a small storage reservoir used for water supply to a city or a town. Such distribution reservoir provides pumping plants, water treatment plants to operate at constant rate. Okay, so the distribution reservoir is basically used for water supply to a city or a town. So here you can see that one of the distribution reservoir. So in this picture you can see a distribution reservoir which will store water at different stages and releases water whenever it is needed. So the next type of reservoir is multi-purpose reservoir. So these reservoirs are particularly constructed to serve more than one purpose. Okay, the reservoir which serves for more than one purpose is known as multi-purpose reservoir. For example, it protects downstream areas against floods, and it also stores water for water supply and irrigation and also industrial needs. It also serves for the purpose of hydroelectric power generation. Such type of reservoirs are known as multi-purpose reservoirs. So the multi-purpose reservoirs are Bhadra reservoir and KRS reservoirs. So in this picture you can see the picture of Bhadra reservoir. So the Bhadra reservoir is the reservoir which is served for more than one purpose. The water stored in reservoir, we can use it for water supply and we can use it for irrigation. The water is also used for hydroelectric power generation. Okay, and it is also used for a recreational purpose. Next, coming to the MCQs. The first question is like this. Portion of dam in contact with ground to downstream side is. So the which portion of dam will be in contact to the downstream side? Is it a crust or toe, foot or heel? Always heel will be in contact with downstream side. Okay. Next, which reservoir are used to feed the canal system for irrigation and power generation? Which reservoir are used to feed the canal system for irrigation and power generation? Is it a storage conservation reservoir or flood control reservoir or distribution reservoir or drought control reservoir? It is storage conservation reservoir. The next question is the reservoir for small storage and short period of time are. It is a storage conservation reservoir or flood control reservoir or distribution reservoir or drought control reservoir. The reservoir for small storage and short period of time. Okay, so it is distribution reservoir. In distribution reservoir, small storage will be there and even it may be for short period of time. The fourth question is like this. The hydel power project has been investigated to serve water supply and irrigation needs of the area at its inception state. The dam reservoir so constructed is known as multi-purpose reservoir or single purpose reservoir, distribution reservoir or retarding reservoir. So it is a multi-purpose reservoir. So it also provides hydroelectric power generation, water supply, irrigation. So all the three purposes are served here. So the answer is A. The next MCQ is, what are the types of flood control reservoir? So flood control reservoirs are multi-purpose and single-purpose reservoir, are storage reservoir and retarding reservoir, distribution reservoir and storage reservoir, distribution reservoir and multi-purpose reservoir. The answer is B, storage reservoir and retarding reservoir. So the flood control reservoirs where the flood will be controlled by storing the water. Retarding means we will reduce the velocity of the water. Okay, that is known as retarding reservoir. So where the flow of flood will be retarded. So that's, and the answer is B. So in this chapter we shall recall what you have done in this chapter from first. Okay, we studied about the reservoir, dams and reservoir. So basically, dam is a hydraulic structure which is constructed across the river or stream to create an artificial lake. So dam and reservoir may be confusing, but dam is a physical structure which retains water and reservoir is a water body created in a dam. Okay. Next, this is the picture of dam. So functions of dam, it is storage of water, domestic use, industrial purpose, and it also used for development of hydroelectric power generation. According to British Dam Society, over 80% of world's reservoir storage is used for hydro powers and storage place for flood control. These specific dams are usually designed to reduce flood peaks by 30 to 50% and allow for the downstream side as evacuated. So it is used for recreational purpose, used for prevention and cultivation of aquatic life, so increasing the depths of water, etc. So the site selected for dam should be such that it is away from earthquake epicenter, it should be free from loose soil cover, it should the reservoir should have a narrow outlet, catchment of reservoir should produce a good runoff, a suitable dam site must be available where reservoir is proposed. Okay. Reservoir should have large capacity. Reservoir should not submerge the valuable lands and property. It should be it should be free from harmful salts and minerals. Irrigation land should be nearby the reservoir so that the pipelines provided will be reduced. The site should be such that the depth of reservoir is maximum. The site should have a good transportation facility and it should not submerge the uh, fertile lands and habitat areas in the downstream side. So this is one of the picture of the reservoir where you can see water stored and it is released. Coming to the types of reservoir. So depending upon the purpose served, reservoirs are classified as storage or conservation reservoir, flood protection reservoir, distribution reservoir and multipurpose reservoir. So storage reservoir which stores the water, okay, when the flow is excess and it releases whenever it is needed. So the storage reservoir can be used for hydroelectric generation, domestic use, water used for industries, etc. The next type of reservoir is flood protection reservoir. So here you can see the downstream side of the dam is protected by the floods by storing the water in a reservoir. So here the extra area will be provided to provide the area for the flood storage. Okay, next one, distribution reservoir. So it is a small storage reservoir used for water supply. Okay, water supply in a city. So distribution reservoir provides pumping plants, water treatment plants, etc. So here you can see a uh, reservoir built in a stage by stage. The first reservoir, second reservoir, you can see that. So where it is served for the water supply purpose. The next type is multipurpose reservoir. So the examples for multipurpose reservoirs are Bhadra and KRS reservoir. So where you can see water stored is used for hydroelectric purpose and also used for industrial purpose. Also the water used may be irrigating the lands and it also be supplied for the domestic supplies. Okay. So this was about the reservoirs. These are the MCQs. Okay. Thank you, students.